How y'all doing? Hello.
Hello.
Beautiful. I hope that y'all are having a great week. I feel like time is just going by so fast because by the time you get this, it will be May 1st. New month. Hopefully, new vibes because we absolutely need new vibes because the vibes of April, they were sometimes they were very good vibes, but sometimes they were very low vibes.
Very low.
I think that low vibrational vibes. I'm trying to see. I think we were in retrograde. I don't know if you're out just yet.
We were either in retrograde or petrograde or netrograde or some shit because the way this has been going, and listen, it's not even summertime yet, so we have time to get our shit together.
Okay, so we were in retrograde up until the 24th, and you know that a few days after the retrograde is when you have some of that like after effect. Like, you know how you have an earthquake and then after the earthquake you have like the shock waves from it after. That's what was going on. Now we are back on a roll. Okay, we are out of retrograde. We're in a new month, new vibes. I saw this post and I think it definitely applied to me. Tell me if it applies to you. My new year is starting May 1st because January, February, March, and April had a little bit of 2023 in it. And I was like, I feel this. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm not gonna lie. I thought January and February weren't the worst.
They weren't the worst.
They weren't the worst, but it's like, yeah, it could have been better. I'd say, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Last year was the year for me.
Like last year was a great year.
Yeah, last year,
like we literally, like the vibes were. Well, I don't want to say they were immaculate, but it was a better year.
It was a better year.
It was a better year. Like we traveled, we chilled, we bought things, we worked with some great people. We had some great guests in our personal lives. We accomplished some good things, you know. So I hope that this is an upward crawl because I don't need a 13th reason. So 2024
this anymore.
2024 don't play. I am not one of your strongest soldiers, God. So let's get to it because I'm trying to get to Target. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. We have I'm not going just to Target, you guys. I'm going to Super Target. So if you guys have a Super Target in your town, you know how serious it is. Like there's Target, which is already immaculate vibes, but then there is Super Target. So we need to get our Black Excellence Award started. Do you want to start or should I?
You can start.
Okay, I think that my Black Excellence is going to be Miss Juicy Baby, just because like she just came back out of nowhere, and you know it was on the Bad versus Wild, the Nick Cannon / Lemuel Plummer show on Zeus Network. And I also want to give it, while we're on Zeus, I also want to give it to Natalie Nunn just because Baddies is just, it's coming back. The super trailer was finally released. It's coming back on Sunday, I believe. And I love this show so much that I'm thinking about like, and don't hold me on this, you know, I'm just thinking out loud, you guys. I'm thinking about like, maybe I should talk about the show more, not on the main podcast because it's not for the main podcast, maybe like on YouTube or something and maybe like release it later. But I just think it's crazy how, you know, they brought back Miss Juicy Baby and a whole bunch of people from Little Women Atlanta who I missed. And then they're going to have Baddies because, you know, nothing is really on Zeus right now other than transforming Rolly. And then the last one I want to give is to our cousin, Kendrick, who recently rebranded his podcast to I Cannot with Kendrick Tucker. And I'm in love with the cover art. I love the first 2 episodes because he had Raven on. I that is the definition of Black excellence. And I just feel so honored to call him my cousin and so honored to know him and love him and, be dragged by him occasionally. And the same way about Raven, of course. But, it just congratulations. And I want you guys to go and check out the new artwork, the rebrand that is going well, and that is my Black excellence. So 3 people: Miss Juicy, Natalie Nunn, and Kendrick, not Lamar. But Lamar did snap. Mm-hmm. I will say,
I didn't like that beat, but he did snap.
Right. It was like 3 different beats, though. 3 different beats, 3 different flows. A lot of things were true. And it was just, it's good. It's a good rap battle. But the thing is, I also like Drake. So, I'm not really on anyone's side. I'm just here for the drama.
Agreed. We have one of the same Black excellences because mine was definitely Kendrick, because that cover is everything. And I'm so proud of him. Kendrick is always doing a great rebrand. Like,
always. I isn't this rebranded like 6 times?
By 80 damn times.
80 damn times, and everyone hits.
And everyone hits, and it's just like, it just gets better and better. And I'm like, how can this get any better? And I just can't wait to go on his show and confront him about all the shit talking that he did on Raven's podcast, because I'm feeling very confrontational right now. And I can't wait, because I'm always being the one getting called out. It's about time that
he calls both of us out.
Yeah.
Well, both of them call both of us out. And you know what else? Like, I don't know if you listened to the one that was like 2 episodes before that with Raven. She was like, I told, because this is after the episode where Summer said that Alex's dick was trash. She was like, I told Kaya and Aaron that his dick was trash. But at the same time, we're talking about a scorned woman here. Mm-hmm. We clearly see that Summer has a problem with Alex. And if it was so trash, then why is she literally always saying he was inside me? Like, if you had trash dick, I'd just be like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, it wasn't a loss at all. So Raven, if you hear this,
watch your mouth.
You don't have to like me, but
watch your mouth. My second is actually going to go to my sister, because she is graduating from middle school, and I didn't even know they had a middle school graduation. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, because when I was in middle school, we did not have that shit. But she is giving me everything. She's doing her dress shopping, and she just it's like seeing my daughter graduate high school, because that's my child in my head. Like, I feel like, even though that's my sister, that's my child. I watched her be birthed. I've changed diapers. I've helped her grow up. I was the first one to teach her how to ride the bike. I enrolled her in school. I stayed up with her weeks and nights. Some of that stuff I didn't, but some of that stuff I did. But either way, I'm just so proud of her. And no, this might be too grown for you. You're not gonna listen to this, but I'm so proud.
But just know that, I'm also proud of her, and you are such an amazing big brother, and that's the way I feel about my nieces and nephews.
Exactly, and it's like, it makes me feel old though. That's the only thing, because I'm like, well, shit, like, stop growing.
I always feel old when they accomplish different things, but then I'll go to the store and they'll ID me, and I'm like, okay, because I'm like, at what point do you stop getting ID?
I got it back.
So.
And then the third Black excellence is gonna go to JT for releasing Okay. And that's my song. I wrote it, and I'm gonna be looking okay.
Song of the summer, I feel her and Get It Sexy,
literally the song of the century for me right now. Like,
it's so catchy and so
I'm
good.
on my Xenon shit. Stellar. Stellar performance, JT, and I can't wait to hear more. I know a lot of people were like, I'm not feeling this. I'm feeling it. It's giving me like Mike Jones, early 2000s. I got on my baggy ass shorts and my swap shop fit, like feeling it with my Stewie Griffin and pimp clothes. Like I'm feeling it.
That's how Get It Sexy makes me feel. And you know how she had Soldier Boy on
Yeah,
those. So it's like all like we used to be the ones that were like studying these like D4L, Soldier Boy, all these people because we were like, you know, kids basically. And now we're the new adults. We get to kind of participate and also pay homage to these people. So that's I
I
love that
love
song.
it.
I love JT. I love that once she got with Uzi, she absolutely turned into like an alt girl. You can say what you want about Uzi and however they are. But as long as JT like it, I love it. And I will say that even though I may not understand the romantic part, which is not for me to understand, I do see the difference in not her music, but in her fashion. And it's been
She is
amazing.
giving.
Like she's the mood board.
She is the mood board, and she's giving. And I like it. I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm seeing. I love it.
Same. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's get into Vanderpump Villa because that's the one I just watched. This episode, I feel like is kind of it's not a filler episode necessarily, but it's not something that I was like, oh my God. Like the other episodes had me sucked in. The highlight of it, well, not highlight, but it's kind of a low light. But the major thing that happened was Priscilla decided that she needed to go home.
She went her ass home. Um, she needed to go. Lisa was like, if you need to go, you need to go. And Lisa was like, I'm really happy that you're leaving because I'm kind of tired of you whining. Like, just go.
Yeah. And then I'm glad that it made way for the new girl to come. What's her name?
Nikki.
Nikki. It made the way for Nikki to come, and her and Hannah are already getting into it. And I absolutely love that.
I
Because
just
we need someone to get in her ass.
The thing is, season 2, I don't want to see Hannah and I don't want to see Marciano. Or if they decide to do like a spinoff in a different place, I would like to see Priscilla back. Because I think Priscilla plus sensible people would make a good show. Because Priscilla's great at her job. That's the thing.
Right.
She's
That's
amazing at her job. So it's like I really hated that she felt like she couldn't stay in this house, but I understood it because it's like as the show continues, you just realize how corrupt each and every person is. Aside from the chef and maybe 2 other people in that house, I'm like, okay. But the rest of them, Hannah, Telly, Marciano, I don't like them. I just don't like him.
I think that Priscilla is a great employee, just like you said. I'm definitely going to co-sign that. She just may not be good for TV. Maybe she's not like a reality TV person because some people are great, but when there's confrontation, especially confrontations that they didn't start or they don't feel is warranted, they're not able to handle it, and that's probably what we saw. I think what would happen is if she were to come back, she needs to bring a friend, like someone she actually knows that can kind of like have her back, bring her out of there, and give her some more, like personality. Because I really did like her.
Yeah, I did, and I hope that's the case. I also think that Nikki is a wonderful replacement, because she's used to. You could tell she's really used to this shit. Like this is her life. She's been moving around from job to job, and she's worked with all the rich folks. So this is, second nature
Absolutely.
to her. But just the rude introduction, I'm like, here we go again. Like. That's the thing. Everything will be going so good, and then people just get rude for no reason. And I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? Why is Hannah being such an asshole? And she's like, well, I'm glad that Priscilla is gone because that's just one less person that has to talk, that gets to talk to Marciano. And this new girl, oh, she's a girl. She's pretty. It's like this girl is so insecure. It's embarrassing. Get off that
Humiliating.
man. It's like, how many times does he have to show you in every way that he does not have respect for you before you get your ass up and you're like, okay, maybe I need to stop. And even after he showed his ass, you are still beefing with everybody. Oh, as soon as something happens with him, an interaction, she's in it. She's in it. How?
It's
Why?
crazy. I don't get it.
It's weird.
Very.
All of them are just so weird. And then they make this girl cry. Nikki's just like, she's upset. She does not feel welcome. She feels the same way Priscilla did. And I'm like, see, Priscilla left for a reason. So y'all need to just get rid of Hannah's ass and get rid of Marciano's ass. I did like the theme of the event with the whole divorce party.
Yeah, I love a good divorce party because it's like you need to cut that soul tie for sure. Burn those pictures, like fuck all that noise. It's over. It's done. You're single. I was hoping that she hooked up with Marciano just to show Hannah
in front of
something.
Hannah.
Yeah, just
like
to show
a
her
nice
something.
meal couple scene in the fucking on the dining room table.
Week 2 of Aaron referencing Mia Culpa. Let's see how
I
many
think this
weeks
is
we
like
can go.
week 4, honestly.
I'm just like there's a gap in
Mia Culpa.
between, like at least like 3 weeks where you didn't, and then you came back last week and was like Mia Culpa. So I'm trying to see if you can do like a remember
It's gonna be a
the
trend.
Snapchat like strikes like streaks.
Reference Mia Culpa at least
Streak.
50 times throughout this whole year. I feel like I will get it checked. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I really like this episode. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know why I just said that. I didn't really like it.
Like I personally already said that I didn't, but if you did,
I don't know
I'm
why
gonna
I
leave
said
that
that.
on you.
Scratch that, guys. I sometimes I just say stuff. I didn't really care for this episode all that much just because of the people. I'm just so over them and I want peace. I really like the girls who get it and who add peace to the house and who just do their job and they get why they're there. And I feel like some of them just don't. And that's what we're saying. They're just here for no reason.
How did you feel about Eric's conversation with the chef? Well, she's a sous chef, which is the chef to me, talking about his divorce and his feelings about like the divorce party.
Stop being the asshole and that lady want to divorce your ass. You gotta stop being an asshole. It's like you walk around and you're an asshole to everybody, and you're like, well, why would she leave me? It's like, and then you do weird ass shit, like you're running around with the sheep, and the sheep just woke up. The sheep just woke up and you're just like running around, disturbing the peace on the property. You're not really doing your job. And Lisa Vanderpump is like, you know what? I got news for you because I'm sick of your ass. You're going to do your job and that's all it is. You're just going to do it. And I feel like the only reason she's not really getting in Hannah and Marciano's ass like that is because the guests are like not really writing shit down about them.
Eric do be like as far as entertainment wise, he goes above and beyond to try to entertain the guests. I guess I could say that because he'll be, strip teasing, and then now he's literally massaging people, which I feel like that's a fine line because if massaging is not a part of your services, you get a lawsuit very quickly like that.
You're massaging. You're taking somebody's drink out of their hand, and you're like, "Let me have that." Like, I wish you would touch my Hennessy and Coke. We would have such a fucking problem that the camera crew and security could not even solve. Like, this would be a Zeus. This would escalate to Zeus quickly. And Lisa Vanderpump would be cameras off.
Badass.
That
But that's pretty much it with Vanderpump Villa. I am looking forward to next week because that's when we really are going to see the effects of having Nikki in the villa. Next, let's get into, do you want to do X-Men 97 or do you want to do Knuckles?
We can really get into Knuckles really fast. What do you have to say about it?
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, I hated it. I really just thought that I imagined that this show was going to be about Knuckles.
Thank you. I did not know it was the Wade, whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't even know what this shit was.
Wade.
I came for Knuckles. The first episode, immaculate.
Perfect. Like they had the little Tika Sumpter cameo, they had the Sonic cameo, and then they had Knuckles like by himself, just like walking around, seeing what's up, how Earth is. And I'm like, oh, this really is setting the tone. Episode 2, I'm just like, okay, this is going to be like a buddy comedy, trip kind of thing. By episode 3, I'm just like, this is not what I thought it was at all. And then on top of that, it was like 30 minutes, which I didn't think it was going to be 30 minutes. I thought it was going to be an hour show. And it was only 6 episodes. But when it got down to it, I'm glad because I could not watch 6 hours of Wade. Just Wade. And then that musical episode.
Funny. Oh my, I hate
it.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad because I really thought that I was gonna have to get on here and not do too much about it because I would have respected if you liked it because I understand, people like different things. Me personally, I did not care for this shit at all. I hate Wade. I do not like Wade's character. I want him off the show. I do not like that. Please, I don't know who gave that. I don't know who was in charge and who made that happen, but I feel bamboozled. When I seen the trailer, they were like, God. Knuckles has his show. I was like, oh, this is just going to be Knuckles fucking shit up, eating Doritos, punching people in the face, going to the club, shaking, doing shit on a handstand. The strippers are going to be shaking ass. He's going to go to Miami. This is going to be I really thought we were going to get it, a 2 Chainz cameo.
They didn't even play Nucky Buck.
Nothing. And it was just so watered down. Even in the car scene when he started playing the music and he played I think it was a Tribe Called Quest. I'm like, this is literally Knuckles likes all of this music. Why are they making it seem like Knuckles doesn't like music? Knuckles has a whole rap soundtrack on the game.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, a whole little soundtrack.
So he's the one that's more culture, and I feel like it was such a waste of Idris Elba.
It was.
We have Idris Elba.
And Tika Sumpters. She came out in the full sew-in and nothing. Nothing.
Well, I liked her cameo though.
I loved it.
I feel like I feel like they didn't want to make it too much of a Sonic because they are going to do that Sonic 3. So they were just like, here's a little bit of Tika Sumpter, here's a little bit of Sonic, and then I'm going to pass it off to Knuckles. But they didn't pass it off to Knuckles. They passed it off to Wade. And then, okay, so the plot basically is that Wade is a pro bowler. And I thought it was funny as fuck, though, when they said that his daddy left him at TJ Maxx. I'm sorry. That was funny as fuck. Because what? But so his dad left him at TJ Maxx and never saw him again. And so he is trying to go to this tournament in Reno, Nevada. But in the meantime, Knuckles, befriends him and is like, oh, your quest is to go to Reno, Nevada. And, Kid Cudi is on it, and him and that lady kidnaps Knuckles, so he has to go and he frees Knuckles. And basically it's just them going to Nevada, and then they find the dad, and then the dad is crooked, and that's pretty much it. And they kind of fight Kid Cudi, and like I'm just like, this is not.
And then the mom's like, "Are you Jewish?" Like you're watching a show, and then the camera just zooms in on her face, and she's like, "Are you Jewish?" Like he's not even from this planet. Like what? It was just so much where I was just like, this is not real. Like, are they for real? I did like the fight scene in the house.
Barely. And you know who I hated after Wade? Wade's fucking sister. I'm sorry, like that was annoying.
I'd much rather it been about her than Wade. Cause I at least thought she was gonna do some like funny ass shit with Wade. It's like that shit was bonk. That shit was dry. I didn't laugh. Like it wasn't anything humorous. That shit was not funny to me, like at all. And I was so pissed. I was beyond pissed.
Me like when I say I got everybody up
for this, I was like Knuckles because the night that you told me about it, it slipped my mind, y'all. I was a little drunk, but the next day I was like, "Yo, Knuckles is out. Everybody, come sit your ass down now and watch Knuckles." Everybody came out in the living room. I turned that shit on, and I was just so embarrassed. The first episode was like,
okay, yeah, and then the second episode was just like. So here's Wade, and this is it. Yeah.
Because everybody's looking at me like, bitch, you really wasted my time.
You hyped this shit up. And it's also like, that's why we're talking to y'all about it first, before y'all even, like, hold on. Before y'all even go and watch it. Because we were talking about this before. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Samaj. You told me that IHOP had a Sonic menu. And
they did.
It's going to be so good. And I feel like the food was probably better than the fucking
special surprise. Amy's special surprise. And I made a whole Snapchat because this guy had pissed me off, and I was like, I'm gonna give him a Knuckles chicken sandwich, and that was literally on the menu. And oh my god, it's an amazing menu, so guys. So disappointing. I think they have Shadow's chocolate chip pancakes too. Like, what a beautiful ass menu. If you don't watch the show, but if you guys go to IHOP and get that, they might be rude as fuck because they don't really like too many questions about it. But just order it and kind of be nice to them, and they'll bring it out.
I feel like what you guys should do is go to IHOP or order from IHOP if they're able to get that delivered. Watch Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 and play some Sonic. And that's pretty much it, because it ain't no fun.
I want to give y'all the exact.
It's me looking at you through your glasses on your phone. Because I want to on Uber Eats.
Because I want to tell y'all exactly what this is, y'all. It's like, it's an amazing thing. Let me Google it, because this, like, they're not going to tell me clearly.
Screaming.
But these are things that you guys need to Sonic IHOP. These are things that you guys need to know. Like, I need to tell you. Okay, we got. Okay, try new limited time menu and get 20% off your first order, literally, with code Sonic20. And this is just to make up. Yeah, this is just to make up for.
That's iconic.
What we said. But they got the Knuckles chicken sandwich. They got the Sonic's Blue Blur special. They got Tails 222, and that's the bacon, pancakes, and eggs.
My mama loved it 222.
Oh, I love that. Dr. Eggman's Benedict, if you're into that. Amy's Sweet Strawberry Delight. Shadow's Chaos Chocolate Pancakes. Does that not sound like a winner to you?
That's a winner. And that's, you know what? That's the high note that we're going to end on when it comes to Knuckles. The show, I'm going to give it, just because Tika Sumter did come on and Sonic was on there and the first episode was solid, I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay, I'll give it a 3.
Damn.
Yeah, that's just my honest review. I hated Wade. Sorry. I'm pretty sure he's a
Okay.
cool guy in real life.
Yeah, no, I've seen him on other things and he's funny, but just on here, he's just such a loser. I
This
just
wasn't
can't.
this
He
wasn't
is.
the
He's just a
role.
loser. Like he just gets no.
Oh
He's
my
a
god.
virgin loser. He's like you know that scene of Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz from last week, and they jump out of
Oh
the car
yes.
with the
That's
hip
what
hop
this gave
playing.
me.
That's
That's what this
exactly the
gave
vibes that
me.
this gave me, and I'm just like, and it wasn't even to exactly like that. It wasn't even to cool music. It was just like.
Mm.
No season 2. Don't bring it back.
Please. And if it does, it better be about Knuckles.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to. I don't even want to see Wade. Wade
Kill him
died.
off.
Literally. Wade's
I didn't
funeral is the
just
first
say the
episode.
same thing.
And it kind of gives me what X-Men gave me with Gambit's funeral. But Gambit was actually cool.
Well, speaking of X-Men, that's what wasn't disappointing. When I say Rogue showed me what Rogue could do when she was flying in that bit, when she took Captain America's shield and was like, oh, since you don't want to get you
I'm
won't
so
be
glad.
and she threw that shit across the country.
I'm so glad that they're showing this for Rogue too, because it's like people don't realize how strong Rogue is. Rogue is really
Exactly.
like a top player, if you will, if you're looking at it. She's not passing out every 5 seconds. Like she's in the game. She's literally doing everything. She's stealing powers. She's flying. She's dropping bitches on the ground. She's picking stuff up. She's like behind the scenes. She's heating up a couple noodles. Like she's doing so many things at one time. And you're like, damn.
The baddest bit, like the way that they were like, oh, this is a place built for the Hulk. Don't even worry about it. 2 seconds, she knocked that bitch down.
And that's why the Marvels, is it the Marvels? What's the one with the 3 girls? The Marvels. Oh, okay. Because I was expecting that. I wanted to see Rogue and not Captain America,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel fight. Because Rogue's supposed to like take her powers, and then they have like this whole scene. I'm like, that is what I want to see. But that shit with those cats, well, that it was a lot for me.
Okay, so basically everyone is reeling in the death of obviously Gambit and all of the people that died in Genosha. Rogue did not go to Gambit's funeral because she is focusing on getting answers. She fly and like it's just it was giving me, you know what, like, and I'm not even into anime like that, but it was giving me classic like anime vibes. So she goes to try to find answers. She runs into Captain America, and she's like, basically, are you with us or against us? And Captain America was soft ass was like, oh, we're with you, but it's not a good look to be seen with mutants. So she's like, oh, okay, bet. She gets up, gets his shield, and throws that shit across the nation. So he has to go and retrieve his shield before he does anything else. She goes to what was that, Mexico, or was it Madripoor? Wherever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just like, okay, I found this dude that I'm looking for. This shit ain't no prison. This look like a motherfucking resort. Yeah. She talks to him, and he's like, oh, tell Jean that she can't probe my mind. And she's like, this is not that kind of questioning. So she took off that glove.
And she was like,
stop fighting me.
That was Henry's ass. And Henry was going to lead them to Trask. That's what was happening. But Henry was like, bitch, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't really even know who Trask is. I don't even know him like that. And like literally seconds after that, he gets killed. Somebody put something in his IV, or they either pull the cord or they just fuck him up. And he dies. And they like, oh yeah. And They run into Trask. They see that he's doing his thing. He's and he's also the reason why the Sentinels came about, because he's creating all this shit. And now Rogue throws him off of a building because we're seeing a side of Rogue where she's not compassionate. She's like, you don't have any answers for me, bitch, die.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the only reason that they have been so patient and understanding is because they don't want people to think that they are monsters. But guess what? You want war? You want to believe that we're evil? I'll give you exactly what the fuck you looking for. Boom. So she let his ass drop when he was apologizing that he was being used to create basically super sentinels. But unfortunately, that turned him into one of the super sentinels.
Yeah. And I was not expecting that. And he blew shit up for real. He was like, bitch, you fucked up. And now you're going to pay, baby. Cable also comes back. And I'm hoping that Cable is able to save the day, because it don't seem like... And where is Storm? That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on Storm to come. I don't know if maybe she stopped by Sonic or something like that to get her a real meal. And
she stopped by IHOP to get the Sonic meal.
That's exactly what she did. She's like, I'm coming. But hopefully she shows up. And we really need... Madeline Pryor too, because Jean, I will say Jean was a little bit better, but not too much. She
was better because, like, you know, they had that scene where they had to fight and Cable kind of saved them, and she had like all that blue light around her. Like, that was kind of dope. So she was, you know, I mean, she wasn't all that, but she was better than she usually is.
Yeah, she's like fifth.
They also like went to the, you know, to Genosha to recover the bodies, and they thought that it was going to be Madeline because, you know, Jean felt like a psychic, but it was Emma Frost. And I am starting to like Emma Frost because you guys, I'm finished with my evolution journey, and now I am on to Wolverine and the X-Men. And Emma Frost, that's one bad bitch. Like, that's one bad bitch.
In my head, it's honestly Anne Hathaway. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I think Anne Hathaway would make the greatest Emma Frost.
Ooh, a blonde Anne Hathaway with
Anne Hathaway.
A platinum suit.
And make her bagel like wrong, so she could show up and she could just be pissed off the whole time. That would make a great Emma Frost. They couldn't fuck with her, like, for real.
Like, she would just turn diamond.
Like, if not her, Jocelyn Hernandez.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because Jocelyn knows something.
Let me tell you something.
I know exactly what you're thinking. So don't even try to lie.
I'm not going back.
Oh my God.
It was good though, guys. This was more of a filler episode, I felt, but it was still good. It wasn't like, you know.
It was to, I think it was really for that cameo of Captain America, so that crossover. And then it was also to show Rogue's strength in general. Yeah. And I did like what's his name that's on every single iteration, the blue one, Nightcrawler. I did like Nightcrawler and Rogue's like moment, and he's like, she's like, you really won the lottery when it comes to adopted sisters. And he's just like, Nightcrawler is just like, it's okay, it's okay.
And you've seen that play out in Evolution. When Rose,
you know what?
Bitch. She's not my mom. And he's like, no.
Yes, that's exactly what happened in Evolution.
She's always pushing somebody off of a building. She's like,
Yeah, when she turned into a statue, and Mystique, that's the only person that in every iteration of any of it, whether it's the live action, whether it's the original one, whether it's Evolution, or whether it's the one with Wolverine, Wolverine and the X-Men, Mystique is the one who is constant to me, who I absolutely love in every single iteration.
Because she's good, except for just when what's her name played her.
Oh, you mean Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, I was not really too much a fan of that because she was more of like, there's a different way. You don't have to do this. It's like,
yeah, that was weird.
Be Mystique and shut up. Like changing to different people and hush, not kiss.
Now Kiss. Oh my God. Speaking of Now Kiss, you guys heard me on the solo episode talk about Challengers, but go see Challengers if you can. Like that movie. Like,
you loved it.
Chef's fucking kiss. And I don't even like tennis. To this day, I still can't tell you one thing about tennis except the terms 40 in Love. And it's only because of the show You. They have characters called 40 in Love. But like when it comes to the plot line, when it comes to Zendaya playing these dudes, it was so good. But yeah, just go and see it. It is good. It is enticing. The score is amazing. You also don't know what's going to happen. The end is exciting. It's definitely homoerotic. So she makes them like now kiss, and it's just like, yeah, now kiss. Ooh, so in my head, like the guys were Timothée Chalamet and Tom Holland, and Zendaya was just herself. The only thing that I couldn't really take that serious was her being a mother to like a 6-year-old, and I'm just like, this is rude. But it was a great movie. It's drama. It'll go down in history as like one of those movies. It's in the same category as like Saltburn. So it's a good movie, you guys. You should go and check it out. But that is pretty much the show for today. I know we kept it brief and we kept it moved on, but that's exactly what we watched. And those are our feelings. Let us know if you watched Knuckles and how you felt about it, or are you going to give it a chance? Let us know if you are watching X-Men 97, who is your favorite. Shout out to some people who have DM'd me who want to know about my X-Men journey. We absolutely love you. Also, shout out to Australia. I don't know your actual name, but a beautiful review was like, love you guys. That we're one of their favorite podcasts. Like, we absolutely love that. We love you. And shout out to Australia. And shout out to Bluey, because Bluey is Australian and everyone loves Bluey. And then there's another person, Maple Murphy. They said they love this pod, especially when Kendrick is on. We love you right back. And thank you guys for listening. And we hope that you are able to have a great week. We love you so much. We're sending you good vibes. Happy May, happy New Year. And that's pretty much it. Anything else, Aaron?
Thanks for existing, guys. And thanks for taking the time out. Like, as Kay said, thanks for taking the time out to listen to us. We really appreciate it. We have our good days. We have our not so great days. We have our rants. We have our things that we have to discuss. We get passionate. We get emotional. We get nonchalant sometimes because it's just like stuff just pisses us off. But throughout all of that, you guys continue to support us, and it's like y'all put us in our place when needed, and we really greatly appreciate that. Like, honestly, thank you for your support. Subscribe to that Patreon too, because we be talking to Mama June, Love After Lockup, Transforming Rolly. We're going to talk about Baddies When Baddies Returns. So all the stuff that we're not really supposed to talk about on the podcast, that's what we talk about over on the Patreon. So check that out, patreon.com/BravoWhileblack. Love y'all.
Bye.